If you're just tuning in, I'd like to remind you it's not financial advice. I'm not your financial advisor. These markets are extremely volatile. Please do your own research, trade responsibly. Daily has been unable, this is a Bitcoin futures chart, unable to reclaim the 821 across the downside. Could easily get a move like this, but we have to be careful of a move like this. This was a 60+% sell-off. Do not want to see that. Do not want to see that. I've been talking about how this looked very bad to me. The fact that we took out the all-time high and have not moved at all to the upside. Spoke specifically about the structure and structure analysis of this and how this essentially just looked like an expanding flat to me, which is not really going to get into it right now. But essentially, we have like an A, B, C pattern sell-off from an all-time high. That forms the A of our correction wave. Then we have an A, B, C pattern of the B of the correction wave. The B takes out the previous all-time high of the Elliott wave structure, 5-wave top. So now we have a higher high. And then we then go into a 5-wave structure back to the downside. So something like an A, B, C, D, E, or 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, new low. And that's how we get to $18,000 and everyone gets liquidated. Does it have to happen? No. Is it starting to look more and more likely? Well, you decide. Hard buy signal, rejection, does not look good. Bunch of green histograms, trying to build up strength. This is a Bitstamp chart. At this point in time, it looks very likely. I mean, we front ran this top right here. Everybody figured it was going to retest that top, and then we front ran it by a couple bucks pretty aggressively. We're probably coming down to there. And the fact that we front ran it last time means we're probably going to overshoot it. So in all reality, I mean, I would expect $50,000 and the 200 exponential to act as support. It's trying to build momentum to the upside, but this has been bearish move down with almost no actual strength since we broke down from here. And now we're in the bearish control zone. We're getting the hard buy signal. We're building up momentum and the price isn't going anywhere. So is this just a bearish reset before we get continuation? The indicator oscillators are just cooling off so we can get further move to the downside. Looks likely. 50 grand and 46 grand. 50,000 and 46,000. Really paying attention to those levels. Let's look at the monthly on this. Doesn't look great. Doesn't look terrible. But definitely looks kind of weak. And the potential for, depending what happens here, if this starts to roll over, we're going to see some monthly bearish divergence, which is not good. A little early to tell, though. But we 100% have. Again, pay attention to this bearish divergence and how no one else is talking about it. I'm sure a while from now, once we sold off like 30%, everybody would be like, and here there was clear bearish divergence. And we pointed it out in our heads without telling anyone because we only just now saw it. Not me, though. So here is the top. Here is a lower high, much, much lower high. Hard sell signal, exit of the bullish control zone. And again, here we see a high. We see a higher high, clear bearish divergence. On the TJD TD MACD, clear bearish divergence. Also, if you're going to use these indicators, which are free, obviously, and many, many people do use them, and I highly recommend it. If you're going to use them, don't change the settings. I mean, you can do whatever you want, but I have literally spent tens in, at this point in time, if you count all the different assets over all the different time periods and all the different years of using them, hundreds of thousands of hours fine-tuning these settings. So while you might have your own personal settings that you like, there's a reason that these work so well with the settings that I use for them and in almost all markets. So I highly recommend you just backtest the settings that I use and see how they work. And then obviously, like always, if you're interested in the TJD Master, which is the #1 best indicator ever, #1 best indicator, highly recommending you getting this. It is only available to the private community group, whatever, but you get lifetime access. Also, if you're using a version of the Jewel Thief or one of the other jewels, you probably don't have the hard sell signals on it. I am doing a new version of it that will be more efficient and effective, and I will add in the hard sell signals to the published version. So coming soon. All right, that's the old shitty bitty. Here's our traditional indicators, stochastics, RSI, and MACD. Stochastics looking weak but still bullish. RSI neutral, and MACD. Again, we're seeing a bunch of red histograms, but slowly moving to the upside. Looks like we're about to get the cross. We could get a little false cross like this, but typically when we get the cross from this level, we see continuation. So the traditional MACD actually is acting like it wants to go bullish on the daily. On the weekly, it is rolling over and about to go negative, about to cross to the downside. Stochastics crossing to the downside. Clear bearish divergence. Bearish divergence between the previous high and these highs. Lots and lots of weekly bearish divergence. And once again, monthly bearish divergence. Monthly bearish divergence. Monthly bearish divergence. So we saw one strong histogram on the MACD after a bunch of weak ones, one strong one, and now a couple weak ones. And we put a new all-time high. I mean, Bitcoin looks like it is topping out. Like topping out. Like end of cycle topping out. Like goodbye for a year bear market topping out. Ethereum pushing back up here. It's been looking strong lately. Couldn't get back above the all-time high. Weekly looks okay, but again, we're seeing some definite potential for bearish divergence to print here on the weekly. But we are at the previous highest weekly close ever. So if this closes new high weekly close, I expect continuation. I mean, Ethereum really does look good in comparison to just about everything. Highest monthly close ever. Looks strong. Ethereum looks strong. Ethereum looks better than Bitcoin for sure. The ETH Bitcoin chart. We are all but confirming. Well, this looks like a rejection candle. That's not good. And we failed to close where we wanted to close. We were looking to close above this. 8.08. And we failed to close above it. We sold off literally right below it. That's not cool. So this looks like now a weekly or daily, double top on the Ethereum market, Ethereum 2 Bitcoin price. If we look at the, that's not all-time high. Cycle high is what I should have said there. That's my apologies. All-time high on price, cycle high on ratio. The weekly has not closed yet, but looks good. The monthly is a new cycle high. So, yeah, Ethereum looks way better than Bitcoin does, honestly. Way better. And then when you look at Ethereum compared to Bitcoin, it actually looks pretty good. Total market cap topping out at the 1.618. Looking very, very toppy here on the daily. The hard sell signal coming out of the bullish control zone. Multiple red histograms. Looks like about to lose the blue slope line. Clear bearish divergence on the weekly. Again. So many warning signs. People are going to get caught with their pants down. If I'm right, if this rolls over, people are about to lose 90% on all these trash bag coins. So again, time to protect yourself. People are going to be locking in gains, on narrative wise. We were talking about, how the weak ones were going to get weak and the strong ones were going to get stronger. Now I hear everybody talking about that. Consolidation, tax loss harvesting. I was talking about that months ago, or a month ago, and now it's mainstream. And that's the key. The key is to see the future in 10 years. The key is not to see the future in 6 months or 3 months. The key is to just get in front of the trend before it happens. So our huge advantage is just constantly positioning in front of the market before the market moves. And that, my friends, is why we are so successful on this channel. That is why my technical analysis works so well, and you consistently see it working. Because my goal is not to predict the future and be right one day. It is literally just to beat the market to where it's going to be, to skate where the puck is going to be and be ready for it. Monthly crypto cap looks pretty strong, honestly. I mean, it's technically rolling over here. We really want to see the blue cross back up and back into the bullish control zone, but that could take forever. But green histograms look good. You know, I mean, this last monthly close isn't like great, but it's more of an indecision than a rejection, so it actually looks okay. Bitcoin dominance chart, you know, basically looks like it's at that support area we've been talking about. We'll have to see. You know, we had like a double top here. We have potential like head and shoulders kind of building right there. This is our weekly chart. If this thing breaks down from 40, it means alts are going on a rip, and we're getting like a situation like this, like the top of 2017, 2018. If it finds support right here and starts bursting to the upside, the area to watch is 47, because that's going to give us a potential like triple bottom or head and shoulders type pattern, at which point in time we probably have already topped out and Bitcoin's going back to like 60% dominance. But it's at a decision point, inflection point, whatever. So SHIB got that move back up, actually overshot. I said the 0.00005 target. This thing ripped up all the way another 10% to the 0.00054 target, but immediately got rejected and sold back off. So it is still in fact trash, but it did retest the previous breakdown. So that was a nice move if anybody took it. I did not. I have some SHIB dust laying around, but you know, I have no interest in investing in SHIB. Solana got the breakout. Potentially going to expect a measured move right here. We are seeing a little bit of weakness in crypto, but again, we could see a serious decoupling of some of the, especially the stronger shitcoins, especially if this is the end of the market cycle and some of these are going to run. So again, we could easily see Solana hitting like 250, 254, something like that. Hard buy, multiple green histograms, and it broke a clear descending resistance or channel. You know, I mean, 821 crossing back to the upside. 215 is a buying opportunity, in my opinion, if we get there. Avalanche basically found support at the 21, came back up, so far lower high. Seeing quite a bit of weakness. Doesn't look particularly great. Its time was short, but it was nice while it lasted. XRP, wow. Pathetic. Finish him. Fatality. XRP looks like it's about to fall off a cliff. Hard buy signal, a couple green histograms. I mean, it's officially in a bear market, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time. I mean, oh man. Broke down from our channel. Potential measure move back down here to like 70 cents. But if we look in here real close, we flashed the red here for a second, reclaimed it, got rejected, and now we're seeing red again. XRP is officially in a daily bear market. Man, what a terrible cryptocurrency. The only thing worse than XRP is Dash. And the only thing worse than Dash is BitConnect. But at least it has that catchy little BitConnect. Chainlink breaking down from key support. Bear market below the 200 exponential and simple. Trying to get a hard buy signal. Some of these cryptos are trying to do something, but there's too much dilution. There's too many trash bag garbage projects and not enough money. So these things can't rally, and when they do, it's just long enough to get people into them, and then it fails. Speaking of, wait, no, I was talking about terrible things. Speaking of something good, and one of the actual cryptos that actually did something, here's Matic, and the beautiful, beautiful Matic trade that we had. Up over 30-something%. Got the retest of the 786. A daily close above this level. It's going to look big and thick and juicy, ladies and gentlemen. The majority of the measured move has been hit. We're almost there. Matic giving us that thunder. Basically bouncing the bottom support range. Moving all the way up to the top here. Showing us that technical analysis is the shit. Still expect this thing to top out at like 250. Could happen sooner though. We'll have to see how this next like day or so goes, but not planning on giving this one back. I think the real area to watch for being in this trade already is like a $1.94. Breakdown below that, and we're probably going much lower. But there's still a possibility for the upside potential. But eventually, let's remember, downtrend, ascending channel or wedge, eventually the break is typically to the downside. So we could even get a throw over, push to the upside, but I do expect this to violate and come back down much, much lower. So I do not want to get holding the bag on Matic. But honestly, of all the cryptos, I do talk a lot of shit, but like Polygon, Matic, pretty solid project. Not that that matters. No one cares about fundamentals or projects or anything useful. We just care about rampant speculation. Polkadot technically has broken out to the upside of our descending channel. Potential measure move, somewhere between like 43 and 47. Bouncing the 200 exponential. I mean, I don't know if we're going to get it, guys. It looks like it wants to bounce up here, though. I mean, the trade setup looks like it wants to go. I guess this could be a nice buying opportunity for a quick little scalp. Let's see what we got here. Close below this previous low right here. I don't want to be involved in it. Oh, that's actually a pretty nice trade setup. So 5.7 stop loss percent. Setting my stop at, hang on, let me put that on my notes. Setting my stop at like 34.50 on a daily close below that, or alternatively even like a 4 hour, depending if we look at the chart. I can tell you more accurately, but if we take out our close on the daily, that's what I'm looking for. Below that, 5.7%. Target to the upside is the measure move of the channel. Depending how you measure that channel, a conservative target would be $43.62. A aggressive target would be 46.46. But that is a 20% move to the upside, 5.7% stop loss, 3.4 to 1 risk reward. So we flip the coin. If we're right, we get $3.40 for every dollar that we would potentially lose. So do that enough times, and it's winner chicken dinner time, motherfuckers. Hard buy signal, a bunch of green histograms, and the break of a key resistance. We'll probably run into some resistance on the way up at about 41.75, but could even get as high as like $50. This looks pretty juicy. This could be our winner of the week. Crypto of the week. BAT has obviously been crushing it. Obviously took profits on the BAT trade as discussed. And for the first time in a long time, I don't have any BAT. Well, I mean, I'm sure I have some dust somewhere, but yeah, pretty wild. This thing has done quite well, though. Traded very, very technically. We'll see where it goes from here. But as far as I'm concerned, this looks like the completion, potentially, of a 5-wave structure. It's possible we push back up here and get slightly above $2, but I'm not going to chase pennies in front of a steamroller or pick up, nickels in front of a train, whatever. Insert your analogy here. This thing could very easily come back down to like 80-something cents. The retest of this green support line and also the 200 exponential and simple. Yeah. So there it is. The old bat-a-tat-tat. Uniswap out here looking like a hot peg of garbage. Straight trash. Trickety trash. Full on bear market. Straight up the worst crypto we've looked at today. Man. Hard buy signal coming out of the bearish control zone. Just can't do anything though. I mean, it did put in. Technically, we have a low, a higher low, and then a slightly higher low or even same low right there. Arguably some bullish divergence. Arguably a third drive of bullish divergence. If we go from this point here, that's a low. We have a slightly lower low here and a slightly higher low here. And then we have the same low here with a higher low here. Let's look at this a little closer. Well, no, it's pretty much invalidated. Yeah. Sorry, folks. Well, arguably, you could argue that's 3 drives of bearish or bullish divergence. So maybe Uniswap does do something. Man, it's hard for me to get behind this thing. There's almost no move to the 200 exponential or simple. Still like $24 to target. There's just no trade setup here for me. I mean, if anything, it's a coin toss and just pick a direction. And it is technically in a bull market, a bear market. FTT at the bottom of the triangle now. I told you I wasn't taking this trade setup, but there is a little meat on the bone. 2.6 risk reward ratio, or 2.6 to 1, or 2.6 to 1. God, I'm retarded. Descending triangle, bearish pattern. At support, barely holding. This thing looks like it might be getting ready to break. I'd be real careful with this one. Real careful. Just a conservative breakdown from like the center of the pattern. I mean, this thing potentially looking at like $26. And it's at like 50 now. So 50% drawdown. I'm a hodler. I've got diamond hands. But I don't have any money because my hands are made out of diamonds. ADA, Cardano. Yeah, Charles Hoskinson with the breakdowns. Cardano breaking down in price. Charles Hoskinson breaking down on live streams. Bear market. Officially in a bear market. Bearity bear market. Bear market. Bear market. I'm staking my Cardano and I'm making 7% annually. I'm making 9% annually. But my principal is down by 50%. Let me do the math. Loser. Hey, but you do you.